time.
Good evening. Good evening. This beautiful Sunday. It's a beautiful day, even though it's cloudy and raining and all that here. It's still a beautiful day because guess what? I woke up and I could see the clouds. I could feel the rain. Hey! And we're still on this side of the land of living. No, I say this side of heaven. We still on this side of heaven.
We are.
Heaven
And you
here
are
on
too.
earth.
Yes.
This is Break Free on IntellectualRadio.com. I am your host, Lady C, co-host,
Melissa.
and we invite you to
Break free.
So thank you for joining us. I know on last week, the last 3 minutes of our show kind of faded on out. I don't know what happened there. We just kind of went to dead air, but it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. You all got to meet the fabulous on this side of Chicago, Phoenix Tyler. And so we're just grateful to have had her on the show.
Yes.
Just phenomenal,
Dynamic.
phenomenal woman. I'm telling you, listen out for the next Tyler on the scene. All right. Yeah, the Phoenix Tyler. Just like we have the other Winfrey up in the studio today.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So thank you for joining us on today. We have a guest that will be calling in, and her name is Crystal, and her name is Crystal Pitts. She is out of the ATL Atlanta area. She is a phenomenal woman, and I'm excited to invite her on Break Free because one of the things, hey, Patty, I went to high school, grade school, and from third grade with Patty. So thank you, Patty, for tuning in all the time. She tunes in and is one of my guests. So I thank you, Patty, for being a loyal supporter of Break Free. It's exciting to have those supporters who come on and support what you're doing. But I would say that Break Free this year, we were focusing on those who had solutions because we know it's very easy to point out problems.
Right. So easy.
Very easy to point out problems in our society, in our schools, in our government, in our lives. Easy to point out the problems.
Yes.
But it's greater value when we point out solutions.
It's so much value.
So that is why I have invited Crystal here. Crystal has a company called Crystal Clear Creations, and she is a phenomenal woman of God. Her and her husband have a ministry, and I am excited to tell you about Crystal as we await her arrival here on Break Free. She'll be calling in shortly, but Crystal there she is now. She is a native of Savannah, Georgia. So we are excited about inviting Crystal on the scene. So at no further ado, we're going to say hello to Crystal. Is that you, Miss Crystal?
Yes, it is.
Woohoo!
We are so excited to have you join us on this evening on Break Free.
Yes.
I thank you for accepting your calling because it is a calling and a mission that you have. And here on Break Free, we highlight those who are making a difference in the communities, not just in the Chicagoland area, because guess what? We are ambassadors of the whole world.
Yes.
And we are here to point out those who are making a difference all across the world. Hi, Imelda Cross. Thank you for joining in. Hello, Miss Griffin. Thank you for joining in. So, Crystal, tell everybody hello from the ATL.
Hello. And actually, I'm a Georgia peach. I'm calling them from Savannah, Georgia.
All right. Okay.
So Savannah in the house, y'all. Savannah,
Yes.
Georgia. So I was just going to break down for our listening audience everything about you. But you know what? I think it's better when they hear it from the person who it's all about. So after I give a little tidbit, then I'm going to pass the mic on over to you. Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right. Perfect. So Crystal is the CEO of Crystal Clear Creations and Crystal Clear Publishing, with the self-development and empowerment extension of I Am Crystal T. Crystal Clear University, and somebody's been through it. Have you been through it? Because somebody's been through it. That is a powerful word. She believes that you can live your best life.
Best life.
Your best life. If you apply your best effort. Let's say that again. If you apply your best effort. She currently serves on the board of directors for Fathers Mentoring Sons, because it is about to be Father's Day, y'all. So
Yes.
let's give it up for the men.
You gotta
Father's
give
Day's
it-
coming up.
Yes.
Fathers Mentoring Sons, and a diamond in the rough woman outreach. She is the proud member of Sisters Helping Sisters social organization for women and the co-director and lead mentor of Little Sisters Helping Out. Here we go, y'all. Another woman of God who has a vibrant mission to help not just women, not just young ladies, but men, young men. See, we covering all the bases right here.
That's right.
She aspires to launch the Van Lee Foundation to bring alcohol awareness and loving memory of her late father, Van Lee Holmes. Her life goal is to retire with her husband,
All right.
Carlton Pitts, as a pastor of the transgenerational and cross-cultural church that offers college preparation, business incubations. What does that mean? Business incubations, starting businesses off, y'all, incubating businesses. Also, vocational development and hardship assistance with an extended housing program called 365 Days of Renewal to lend a hand up, not a hand out, y'all, a hand up and not a hand out to those in need. Stay connected with Miss Crystal on this journey as you hear for the first time right here on Break Free on IntellectualRadio.com. Welcome, Crystal, to Break Free.
Thank you.
So how are you this evening?
I have been ripping and running, but I'm doing absolutely amazing. It has been a busy week and weekend.
Yes, I saw. So my condolences to you. I know that you had a funeral on yesterday, so I just sending my love to you all and your family.
Thank you.
In this time of transition, when we celebrate the life of your loved ones.
Right.
So
we're not meant to stay here.
Yes, that's right. This is only one part of the journey, right?
Right.
That's right.
This is one part of the journey, and what we do with this one part of the journey is what impacts the world. So you have a life's journey, and that's what we want to talk about.
Yes.
So you're an author, you are a businesswoman, you are a mother, you are a wife, you're all that in a bag of chips. So tell our audience a little more about you that we haven't discovered on paper.
Well, you kind of read a good bit of it. I'm going to piggyback on what I posted something this morning. It said, "What will your dash say about you?" And it's amazing how you mentioned my loved one that passed. But I've been telling everybody today, what will your dash say about you? And we got what we write on paper in our biography, words that people read about us. But your dash is what you live out. You see, when we're born, you have a date that they put on a tombstone that's in the beginning. And then there's a dash.
Yes.
You take your last breath, and typically within 7 days to 14 days, somewhere in between there, depending upon your finances, they put another date in between that dash. But that dash is the mark that you leave etched on somebody's heart and in their lives, just as it's etched on that tombstone. So my big thing is, and this is what I tell everybody, for anybody that gets to know me, I'm focused on the dash. My dash is turning my pain into purpose. My dash is, telling that single mom that, whose husband left her, because I went through a divorce too. I'm writing a book entitled, what they didn't tell you about divorce. But my thing is turning that dash into a celebration. My thing is taking that the darkest chapter of your days and turning it into the brightest chapter of your neighbor's future. And my dash, and I tell everybody, I focus on the dash. We all can go to school. I'm in school right now, getting my PhD in seminary. I'm a minister at Sweet Philippine Baptist Church under the leadership of Bishop Thomas J. Seals. But every day I live out my dash, because just like my relative, she was fine. She was 35 years old. She just wasn't feeling well, and before you know it, a health issue took her out unexpectedly, and we had to live out her dash. And as we sat there and we heard all the kind words that people had to say about her, I began to think about my dash. So more importantly, I think when you say who is Crystal, I am a business owner, yes. I am a minister, yes. I'm a servant of God. I tell everybody I'm a Proverbs 31 kind of person. But at the beginning of every day, I try to see how I'm going to best live out my dash. Because you may leave your house today and you may not be granted the opportunity to go home. You don't know when is your time to go. But your dash, my dash says, hey, if I meet that homeless person on the street, let me see how I can help you make it a little bit better. My family suffered from addiction. So my master's in addictions counseling. My father, I buried him due to alcoholism. So when you see that person with a bottle, do you say, do you let them sit there and drink, or do you talk about them? Or do you tell them a little bit more about Jesus, or most importantly, where they can get some help? That's my dash. When I meet that mom, that single mom that, or somebody that dropped out of school, and, society wrote you off because they get those letters, that GED or that diploma, they automatically write you off. But do we stop and say, hey, you can still make it, baby? And so that's me. I'm like I tell people I'm not trying to be a jack of all trades, but I'm trying to be a servant of all. And every day I submit myself as a sacrifice to say, hey, no matter what happened, when it happened, how it happened, who it happened, no matter what happened to you. That's the book that I wrote. Somebody's been through it. Who knew it was me? Because I can tell you about being touched. People been through that. I can tell you about being through abuse, child abuse. People been through that. I can tell you about it being emotionally wounded, verbally wounded, because people will riddle you. Words are like bullets. And a lot of us have a bullet-riddled heart. Those that we love, those that we've trusted, the jobs that we worked on. I can tell you about that. I can tell you about divorce. Sometimes two becomes one, and one becomes past due bills. My mortgage, my house. So I can tell you about that. I can tell you about that. I suffer from the Benny Blind syndrome, and that's caused by living in a great neighborhood, but not knowing if your car is going to be out there the next day. I can tell you about that. I can tell you about so many things. I can tell you about low self-esteem and depression, but I can also tell you that we serve a bounce back kind of God, and that your breakdown is for your breakthrough. You're suffering so you can bring your neighbor out. So I tell everybody, I said, I'm living out my dash. And, there's a cost of the anointing. There's a cost of the oil that's on your life, but your suffering is purposeful. You got to turn your purpose and your pain into praise. And every day will be an amazing day. So that's me.
Living out your dash.
Well,
That is powerful. That is powerful. And you mentioned so many journey and so many things in your journey that you could have just stayed stuck.
Right.
But you've chosen to turn that around from any kind of pain to a joy, to a victory, to a testimony to help others. So, you said, you had a father who was addicted to alcohol. And, as we think of our fathers, we could get stuck there.
Yes.
But you have chosen to have a platform to help. So explain how you got from, the things that you experienced to where you are today.
I tell everybody this: it's the tears, the rivers that my own eyes shed themselves. I should have drowned in the tears from my own eyes. And I looked one day, and when I wanted to give up on life, because I'll even admit to having suicidal tendencies at one point, because sometimes life and all of its problems make you feel like you're the burden, you're the mistake, and it's better. Life would be better off without you there. But my son came to me one day, and he said, "Ma, I loved you." And I realized that out of everybody that I was living for, there was somebody that I brought into this world that didn't ask to be here. But because they asked them to be here, and God had them call me mommy, I had to give up and give it another shot. And when I went through, because I can't act like I went through the struggle growing up. We grew up on Section 8 food stamps, welfare, all of that. We grew up in projects where you couldn't be out after a certain amount of time, all of that. But I got older, and my parents, they still struggle. They've always struggled, but they were always humble. But when I got older, education and being surrounded by the right people, they said train up a child in the way that he should go. But they don't necessarily say it's not just the Bible. There's some people in your life that embedded some stuff in you that destined you to be great. But, you got to disconnect it from the haters, the naysayers, the instigators, the spectators, the speculators, the vision terminators. So when I went through my season, and I'd given up my 6-figure job for my son when I first gave birth to him, After that, he was involved in a burn. 50% of his face was burned off. Nobody knew about that. And I couldn't afford to go to work. Life dealt me a deck of cards to where it's like, nah, you got to choose between your son's well-being and his healing, or you got to choose between, going to work at 8 to 5. Sometimes we think that we need that guaranteed check on Friday to pay, the bills on Friday, and our bills are still due the next Friday, and the next Friday. Sometimes we're on a job where our check is spent for the next 2-3 weeks, but we don't step out on the gift that God gave us. But then man left.
Yeah.
Man left, and then my mother was diagnosed with cancer. I have this much praise in my heart on tonight, but my mom right now has been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. But you still got to press. You got to press because the blessing is in the press. But then right after that, man decided to leave. Man decided to leave, and his family left too. And I said, God, what am I supposed to do? And God's like, but I gave you the answers that you needed was inside of you. And it was so amazing when I sat there ready to quit church and all that good stuff. When you go through a divorce, everybody thinks that it was you. They automatically think you cheated. Sometimes you just ain't work out,
Right.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you laid down and slept with somebody. It just means that y'all just ain't work.
Yes.
But when I was in church one day, I shot a video. For this little girl that was raising Cain in a hallway, and that was my last $40 too. That's how I knew it was God. 37 of the $40 I had, I shot a video. The video went viral. Not million hit viral, but it went viral enough for the right people to see it. And I was sitting there completely unemployed. I was sitting there like, God, what am I about to pawn? What else can I sell? I need to go sell these wedding rings and all this. What can I do? I don't have no money. And I took the $40 and I spent $37. I took that $37 and I made a video and I posted on my Facebook page. And a local marketing chamber here, they saw it. And they said, hey, you want to be a member of our chamber? You got a business? I said, yeah, I sure do. Because if God placed it in your heart, you got to tell him yes.
Yes.
So I said, marketing to go. Powerful marketing, like and fast. That was my first business. And they said, well, send us your stuff. So I said, well, God, what am I supposed to do? And it just so happened, GoDaddy was running this special for 99 cent domains, and it was 30-day free trial for your website. So I said, well, let me build a little something. I went on a bus trip, and they introduced me so many business owners. But to fast forward, I'll say I won because every time I took a step, my step was for the next person that I came in contact with. I wasn't focused on the money. I was focused on how to help them understand that they could have better. Because even though I was in my dark place, my damn place, my abandoned place, my isolated, my all by myself place, the light or my passion or my joy was found and said, hey, girl, you can set that catering and start turning into a business, girl. But you're doing people half for free. And while I'm still sitting there and need my bills due, but then as I connected to one person, they connected me to 20, and those 20 connected me to 40, and it began to spread. And I said, wow. But then I connected to the wrong people in business, the wrong partners, because you think that you're not enough. Sometimes you are more than enough, but you connect to people that are haters and naysayers. And you connect to people that they want to steal your recipe, but they don't understand that the sauce won't taste the same. You connect to people that will take your price list and drop it a little bit lower just so they can email your client. You can connect it to the wrong people. Stuck people will leave you stuck. Stagnated people leave you stagnated. And when I went through all of that, I said, well, God, now I don't have no help. God's like, now you can see me again. And then literally, I rebranded my business, and I started focusing on the church. I went to this old church. They had a website. They had no Cash App. They had no Square. They had a basket, and they wanted me to put $20 in the basket. I said, I don't care cash. But I knew then, I said, God, you know what? Let me take what you gave me, and let me bring this all the way back. Let me help the churches. So I started helping the churches because I'm like, if you grow the church, you help grow the center church because everybody got a vision. But the church is where the broken people go. People think you got to be perfect. The church is where the hurting will go.
That's true.
People that are making mistakes to go. The church is where the wounded go. The church is where the sick go. So I said, God, that person that gave them life, they're in the church. So let me take the gift that you gave me and give it back to you.
Yes.
When I did that, he multiplied it. And then I went and opened Crystal Clear Publishing because we all have a story. And I don't do nonfiction. I want you to share your story because by the time you write your last page, you'll realize that you've already survived 100% of your worst days. You've already survived domestic violence. You've already survived the divorce. You've already survived the molestation and rape that you didn't tell nobody. You've already survived that touch that still haunts you late at night, and that's the reason why you can't have a strong relationship with them because you got small daughters. You've already survived 100% of your worst days. So I said, God, I want to start a business to show the men and women because we got some men that have been, molested too. We have some men who have been touched too. We have some men that have been abused too. I wanted to just show somebody like, hey, you've already won. The only time you lose is when you make a decision to lose.
Right.
But you keep looking at the things that you lost. And it went on from there. I took my pain and I helped other people overcome their pain And while I was helping them over that day, I've never been broke because I haven't had a seed that has yet to bloom yet. So that, yeah, hope that answers your question.
That is a testimony, an awesome testimony, how God will make a way for you. Like you said, you just followed him and followed his lead. And what was also very impactful is understanding that not everybody that you surround yourself with has your best interests at heart.
Right.
So you have to be able to discern and decipher and sift out those that are on the right plan as you, meaning the godly plan. Because one thing we were listening to and hearing is that, there's no competition.
Right.
What God has for you is for you. What God has for somebody else is for them. We don't have any competition.
Right.
So we need to stop being in competition with one another. There's enough resources for everybody to get some.
That's true.
We're on IntellectualRadio.com, and there's several other radios open right now. But we are here at this appointed time, and you've come to break free on Intellectual Radio to drop some nuggets and some gems for our people. And I hope you all are listening. I hope you all are learning. Hello, Miss Phoenix Tyler has joined us. She's stepped into Facebook. I saw Tashi Beatty out there. I thank you all for coming in and listening. And there's so much that we are learning from Miss Crystal Tyler out of Savannah, Georgia. So if they are interested in publishing, because you have your own publishing, what advice do you give? Because like you said, everyone has a story. So what advice do you give to someone who has a story in them and they just don't know how to get started?
Don't be afraid to start. The hardest thing to do is to take the top off of the ink pen. Because you're afraid of who you're going to hurt. You're afraid of who you're going to offend. You're afraid to relive that chapter, that day, that night, that moment, that minute. You're afraid to think about that thing that's keeping you up thinking at night in the first place. You're afraid to face your wounds. We can wear masks, but God can't heal who you pretend to be. When you go to the doctor and you go to the emergency room and you're hurting, the first thing they say, the first thing they do is you'll ask your level of pain. You're a 10. And if it's a 10, they said, where? You say, my leg. And then they ask you your symptoms. God can't heal the wound if you won't admit your symptoms.
That's true.
Your depression, your anxiety, all of these things that you're going through. But the book, it says, you got to be able to face your symptoms. You can't say you don't have pneumonia, but you're fainting. You can't say that you don't have pneumonia, but you're sweating. You can't say you don't have pneumonia, but you're coughing up everything that's purple, black, blue, and green. You can't say that you don't have it. But oftentimes we'd rather mask it up, dress it up, Michael Kors it up, Louis Vuitton it up, distribute such our ankle it up, and then go home at night after we've impressed everybody else.
Yes.
A little bit more, and then we're left a little bit more devastated than what we were before. So I said, don't be afraid to take the top off the pen and pour your pain out through your pen. Because even if somebody gets the book, you realize that you made that step in a direction that had you stuck. Because sometimes you're the reason why you're stuck. You're the reason why you're stagnated. That person has moved on. That thing, that event, it is already past 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Because we got 70-year-olds that's still in bondage from that thing that happened when they were 5. Stuck. And you don't realize that you're the reason why you're stuck. Because while they've already done what they did to you, and they moved on to the next person that they're going to do something to,
right,
you're still holding on to that moment. And it's that moment that robs from the other pages in your book. Because even though you can't unwrite the other chapters, you can write the next chapter, by the way.
That's very
and
true.
My married name now is Crystal Pitt.
Crystal Clear Creations. We're hearing from Crystal herself. She's making it crystal clear for us how to get through this stuff. This is some good stuff. So if they wanted to contact you as far as publications and that sort of thing, let's give them your information, how they contact you, so that, because anyone has to drop out, I want to make sure we get that out there for them. How do they reach you?
Yeah, on Facebook, you can look me up. I'm Crystal T. Pitt. My website is www.crystalclearcreations.us. And of course, my one of my work sales is 508-727. And on Instagram, I'm Minister Crystal Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
But you can look me up at Crystal Clear Creations or just on Facebook at Crystal T. Pitt.
Awesome. Now I know you do.
And I have an inspirational page
Mm-hmm.
that somebody's been through. We post daily words of encouragement and inspiration of just different things that we've been through, that you go through.
So the inspirational page, how do they get to that?
It's on Facebook. It's entitled Somebody's Been Through It.
Let's say that again. Somebody's been through it on Facebook.
We've all been through something.
Somebody's been through it.
Been through may not have been my been through, but we've all been through.
Oh, yes.
Something.
So on that Facebook page, what do you highlight? And do you have different writers who write in, or how does that work?
No, currently right now on that page, that's the management. And I'm looking to expand it out into like a weekly blurb and talk session.
Okay.
Where we have different people chime in. But as of right now, it's just different words of motivation and encouragement, or just real talk. Because, sometimes you got to look at yourself. So sometimes it's some things that it makes you think a little bit harder.
Yes.
Like this morning, we talked about the dash. It's some things that just make you look at life a little bit different. I'm all about changing the perspective of how you see life, or how you saw yourself, or how you see people seeing you.
Right.
Yes. Now let's talk about these organizations, like the men's organization for men and boys, and also for the young ladies. Just give us a little more background of those organizations that you have.
Okay. Well, the first one is Fathers, Mentor, and Sons. I serve on that board of directors. That was founded by my pastor in 2015 after he was robbed. Robbed by 16-year-olds in the heart of Savannah, Georgia, leaving downtown with his wife. And they pulled a gun out. He didn't want to press charges, so instead he took that pain and turned it into purpose.
Yes.
Wanted to let the community know that you can reduce crime you can reduce the recidivism of crime by educating our young boys and filling the void of the absenteeism of the male father figure in the home. So what we do, we meet once a month with a group of about anywhere from 30 to 40 boys, and we let them, we talk about real life stuff, real life situations, real life occasions, but we also let them pour out their anger, because their children are angry, and we're wondering why we're losing our boys to the bars and to the bullets, but we're not really letting them talk, or we automatically label them, or we don't give them the knowledge to break them out of what they're going through. So we the biggest thing with them is empowerment and education, to teach them how to be young sirs, how to be gentlemen, how to talk different, walk different, how to not become a product of your environment, even if you still live, in a impoverished neighborhood. We let them know that you can still live your best life, even if your whole family's not better. You don't have to be, you don't have to go to jail like everybody else in your family just because, that was the norm. You don't have to sell drugs because everybody else is selling drugs. You don't have to use drugs because everybody else uses drugs. You don't have to. So we just keep it real. We have some keep it real mentoring sessions, and every year we give away an annual scholarship. We either have a black tie affair, but this year we're putting on a production in October. And we take them, we either go on a summer trip, or we have different speakers come in and just educate them on different facets of life.
That's powerful.
That's powerful.
Especially with it being Father's Day. I'm gonna keep reiterating, because the mothers, we get a lot of prep for it, but we have to pump up our fathers as well. That is an awesome ministry, and I really like how the minister turned that situation around, and where enemies mean for bad, God always turns it out for good.
Yes.
Here it is. He saw an opportunity.
That's it.
An opportunity to be to breathe life. That's how I feel.
Yes.
He breathed life into those boys who didn't know, they didn't know another way, really. They doing what they have learned, what they're accustomed to. But here it is that someone that they were meaning some harm to says, I see beyond your circumstance of what you did.
Yes.
I see you as God sees you.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
I see you as God sees you.
It was a setup for destiny.
Yes.
An appointment for destiny for those young men. So for everybody that was involved, how are you going to change the tide, the trajectory of what you're involved in right at this moment? And so appointment for destiny. And as you said, it's so important that when our footsteps are ordered. So destiny is always right there.
Yes.
Always right there. So
Yes.
I'm just encouraged by what I just heard.
Yeah, that's powerful.
That's very powerful.
If people who are listening, if one person that's listening in Chicago says, I can do that too.
Yes.
And one person in Texas says, I can do that too.
Yes.
Can you see what change that we could create for our young men out here?
Yes.
That was powerful.
That's very powerful.
I want to hear about what you do with the young ladies, because I mean, you're really impacting the young boys. So what are you doing for the young ladies?
With the ladies, we teach them how to keep it closed and keep their self-esteem up.
Yes.
Put it up. Because once they get what they want, they're going to talk about you, lie on you, and everything else. And then you're going to be left broken, bitter, busted, and disgusted with identity issues.
Yes.
We teach you we help you find your identity, or we keep you from losing your identity.
Yes.
Because you're trying to identify with the world instead of the world identifying with you.
Yes.
So I think that's the best way to sum it up. We work with girls of all ages, and we teach them about, etiquette, body odors, hygiene, just all of these different things. So most importantly, how to embrace you being you. You don't have to reinvent yourself in order to live in this reinvented world. You keep yourself as you are, and then you reinvent the world with your image and your presence.
That's wonderful. Yes, it's important because, like you said, they have to have their own identity, and some are so. There's adults out here that are lost and don't have a solid identity of who they are. And so when you can reach the young ladies early and really breathe life into them, breathe the knowledge of they are purposeful. They were created for a purpose, and that they're here for a purpose.
Right.
And then they can see examples like yourself that just lays it out. This is who I am. This is what I've been through.
Yes.
But I was broken a little bit, but look at me now.
Yes.
As I've come through, you can come through.
Yes.
That's a powerful testimony. So what upcoming events do you have? Because I know we have some folks in Savannah and in Georgia area. Do you have any events upcoming?
Yeah, I believe the next one, oh gosh. I mean, I got a couple of many preaching engagements, but the next event we have, what month is this? This is June. Well, this month we're going to Bahamas. But in July, we have the Excel Impact. We're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia on July 25th and 26th. I mean, all this information is on our page. Working with young adults in areas of leadership business, trying to, help them brand themselves out. We also have an upcoming women's empowerment luncheon calling My Sister's Keeper. And with the understanding that you are not in competition with your sister, but you're in collaboration with your sister. And if you take what you got and she take what she has, you take your light and she takes her light and you put it together, you both shine a little bit brighter. Oh gosh. Oh, I mean, there's quite a few things that we have going on. Because we do a lot of work within the Savannah area, but we also travel.
Okay.
So we keep things posted on a consistent basis. All of our flyers, all of our events are on our events calendar. And I think that's the best way I can put it. We go where God tells us to go.
And there are several ministries that are chiming in, because I know that you are getting ready. Some folks are getting ready for Women's Day, Men's Day, all those different things. Crystal is a good resource, and that's why I want to put her platform out there so that you can invite her to Chicago. You can bring her.
I will be on a plane in no time.
Yes, you can bring her
head to Arkansas and Mississippi. We got a couple of things going up in Atlanta, but I practically live up there.
Yeah.
So we're going to Mississippi. We're going to be in Tennessee. We're going to be in Florida. We're going to be in Little Rock. Yeah, so traveling is no problem.
All right. So tell us.
Love to come share with the word that God has given us, or just real life experiences.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be super churchy. Sometimes you got to keep it real.
Definitely keep it real, because that's how you reach people.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to do right here on Break Free, is to reach others to understand that you too can break free.
Yes.
You don't have to stay stuck in your circumstances.
No.
There are those individuals out here that have organizations for men, for boys, for women, for girls. I mean, publishing everything right here today, crystal clear creations.
Yes.
On our show today from Savannah, Georgia. We are excited for you. We are excited for the ministry that God has placed in you and that you stepped up to say yes.
Yes.
So you wrote a powerful book. And what prompted you to talk about divorce?
Say that last part again.
I said, what prompted you to tell your story about divorce?
Oh, well, because I wanted people to know what people go through. People look at you as a icon or public figure, and they think that you have it all together. But when they realize that you really don't. And then what made me really talk on divorce is because I kept the divorce and everything not necessarily under wraps, but when people saw that I was in a relationship with somebody else, they were like, "Man, when did you get divorced? When did you go to this?" And I said, "You don't always have to advertise your problems and your pain." But there's so many people. They're like, "Man, you're living your best life." I said, "But you don't know what it took for me to get here.
Right.
You don't understand how hard it was to get here, the struggle it took to really get here." And that's what made me write the book. What made me write the book was I wanted people to know the distance between the I do and the I don't, and how you survive in the middle and to get to the next I do.
The I do and the I don't to get to the
next.
All right,
I do.
next I do. I heard that. That resonated. So, any last words for our guests? Because we want to make sure that they have your information, because we have a lot of things coming up in the Georgia area. She's going to be a lot of other places. I really want you to get connected with Crystal on Facebook. Those encouraging words. I am connected, y'all. So I don't bring anything that I'm not connected to. I have connected and I have received these words and it has been very impactful and powerful. So I want you to know that it has been very powerful and impactful words that I've received from your ministry on Facebook. And I just want our audience to be able to connect with you and, be in line to get your book and everything else. So let's give them real slow and crisp and clear your information again.
Yeah, they can reach me on Facebook at Crystal T. Pitt. They can reach me on the web, on my website at www.crystalclearcreations.us. My direct business line is 912-508-7227. My Instagram is Minister Crystal T. Pitt, and my inspiration on my book page is Somebody's Been Through It on Facebook.
Somebody's been through it. Have you been through it? If you've been through it, you want to connect with Crystal Pitts. Crystal is spelled with a C, y'all. Crystal and Clear, both with C's. CRYSTAL, Clear, CLEAR, Crystal Clear Creations.
Crystal Clear Creation.
Get connected with Crystal Clear Connections. And if you are in the Georgia area, there's things coming near you. Make sure you check out Crystal. Any last words, Crystal, for our audience today?
Keep pressing. No matter what it may look like, in the end, you win if you just refuse to quit.
Okay.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Well, we thank you. And we just continue God's work, continue what you have been called to do. You have been a blessing to us. We thank you for coming on Break Free on today. And
thank you for having me.
I just say, that this is only the beginning, because like you said, you are going state to state, but international is your ministry, international. Yes. So there are no borders. And that's why we're glad that you came on IntellectualRadio.com, because there are no borders. So we thank you. We thank you for coming on Break Free all the way from Savannah, Georgia today.
Thank you.
Peace.
And I just wanted to clarify one thing. Your Facebook page is Crystal T as in Tom Pitts, P as in Paul, ITTS.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you heard it here. Crystal T as in Tom Pitts, Pitts. Join her on Facebook. Reach out. If you want to get her book, please be a good patron. And be a good patron. Buy her book. We have a lot. I'm just saying. We want to support. We want to be a support. We want to be a supporting community. You might know someone who is in the midst of a divorce themselves, having a hard time, dealing with the effects that it has on the children of the relationship. Whatever it is, this book will help.
Yes.
This book will help. And we're grateful for your ministry, and we're just going to continue to lift you up in all that you do. So thank you for joining us on Break Free.
Thank you.
So we want to tell you, next Saturday, we have an event coming up.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Our very own Melissa in the house, her ministry. So I'm going to give it to Melissa so she can tell you all about what's coming up next Saturday.
And actually, it's on the 15th of June, this Saturday coming up. And we're all going and coming together to have a pillow talk with God. Woo! The women are getting together at the Quality Inn in Matson, Illinois from 2 to 4. I mean, everyone is welcome. You can reach out to me via Carla's Facebook page, Facebook group. And we are just so excited about our pillow talk with God on Saturday.
And she
afternoon.
Does feed you.
Oh, yeah.
She feeds you. She feeds you nourishment, and she feeds your soul.
And
so you're going to get a double feeding.
Yes.
And it's free.
It's free. So we definitely want to come out. And, we had this phenomenal woman on our show, Minister Marcia Merrill. She's going to pour out to the women that's going to be in the house on Saturday. So we are so excited about this event that's coming up on Saturday, June 15th.
Around the corner.
Right around the corner, you guys. I'm done with that.
You done? She's done. See, I had to put her on the spot because Melissa, she's so humble. She doesn't tell us. She has her own ministry and all the beautiful things that she does for women because that's where her heart is, and that's what God has placed for her to do. So remember, you're on Break Free.
Yes.
On IntellectualRadio.com. Break free, break free. It's time to break free. Break free from all that is shackling thee. What has got you bound? Break free from poverty, for that is not your destiny. Break free from that slavery time mindset, for the power is within thee. No one else can set you free. It's time for you to understand that it's time for you to break free. Clear your mind, renew your strength, claim your power, for it is you and only you who can set you free. You take a stand to change the energy that's around thee. Take a stand to create, to see the greatness that is already inside of thee. Be who you were designed to be. And that is when you will truly break free. Remember that your life is a gift from God, and what you do with your life is a gift back to God. You've been listening to Break Free on IntellectualRadio.com. Special blast out to all the fathers out there.
Yes.
In advance.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day. We need our fathers. We need our men. We salute you.
Yes.
On today. Until we meet again on Break Free.